came back. Did you find last time's lesson to be helpful then? Yeah, okay, great. And so I understand you've come back and you've been sent to me today because you need to learn how to use crayons. Is that correct? Okay. I'm going to show you today how to use crayons. These are crayons, yes. Crayons. C-R-A-Y-O-N-S. Crayons. Yes, so these are crayons, and these ones are made by Crayola. C-R-A-Y-O-L-A. Crayola. So Crayola crayons. Now, do you know anything about crayons right now? Okay, so crayons are something that are used to put words, letters, symbols, pictures onto paper usually. So you use them for writing and for drawing or for even coloring. So coloring is when you're given a picture that is on paper but it is not colored, so you need to add color to it. Yeah, so and I have examples of that. So we're going to start first with crayons. This is a box of crayons. A box, box, box. This is a cardboard box. Cardboard box. Cardboard box of crayons, okay? You can see that it is a rectangle. And it is not too thick, not too thin. Okay? So crayons are made out of wax, and they are colored wax. And when you use one on paper and you hold it in your hand and you press on the paper, the wax that the crayon is made of leaves residue or leaves a mark on the paper, and that is how you color with them. Okay. So to use crayons, the first thing you need to do is have crayons and get them. So you need to take the crayon in your hand, the box, and pick it up. Pick up the crayons. Yeah, so pick up crayons in your hand, and then you have a box of crayons. So you have got crayons. That is the first step you need. And then the second thing you need to use crayons is something to push the crayon on, and that's going to be the item that you are drawing on or coloring. So there are a couple options. Normally under most circumstances, normally you use paper. So paper, I have some paper here. This is blank paper. It means that there's nothing on it. You can see, yeah, there's no words, there's no writing on it. Okay, so we can use this. We can use this kind of paper with our crayons. Yeah, we can. Another thing you can use crayons for, and I mentioned it, is coloring in something. So with blank paper, you're going to use your crayons to make all of the marks, okay? Anything you use the crayons for, you're going to make all the marks on the paper with your crayons, because there's nothing else there. You're going to, you would be doing it all by yourself. So you would be doing it on a blank piece of paper. It's all you. All you. It's all you, okay? So that's a blank piece of paper. Another thing you can use with crayons is just to color in a picture that is already on paper. So somebody else has already designed, made, drawn a picture with lines, so it's outlined, usually in black ink, usually in black ink, and you just color in and add colors. So this is a coloring book here. Yeah, this is an example of a coloring book. It's a M-E-R-M-A-I-D, a mermaid coloring book. This one, yeah. So inside here are pictures that have already been drawn. They already exist. The pictures are already in there, and you're going to use your crayons to fill in spots. Yeah. So I'll show you an example. So here's examples. This is example of a coloring page in a coloring book. So if you were to use crayons on this, you would, for example, pick a picture that you like, any picture that you like, and you would use the crayons and push, and fill in with your crayons. Yep. Yeah, just filling it in. There's a seashell, some coral, fishies. This is supposed to be an octopus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 legs, so that would be an octopus. And we have a mermaid. Yeah, mermaids are a mythical or not real, make-believe, mythical, pretend type of creature that has the bottom of their body is a tail, like a fish tail, and the top of their body is like a human, and there's a dolphin, and then there's some bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 3 bubbles. Yeah, so this is another thing you can use your crayons for, just to color in something that is already drawn, and you just add the colors to it. Yeah. Okay. So now that you understand that, we're going to start working on using the crayons. Yeah. Okay. So this box of crayons has 16. If you see a box of crayons and you see a big number, that's going to tell you how many crayons are in the box. So 16 is a very common number. They often come also in smaller. You can get 8 packs of crayons. You can get crayons with 24 or 68 or 64, I think. Yeah. Okay. So what we do, we have our box. Once you have your box of crayons or your crayons, and you have paper, so we have both of those things, the next step to do is you're going to open the box. Open the box. Yeah. So with this box, you're going to open it by going to the top, see where it folds, and there's this little flap here. It has a hole in it. This hole in it, this is for if it's in a store and you haven't bought it yet, often they'll have little hooks on the wall, and then they just can hang it. Okay, so you don't really need to worry about this part too much for using them. So you're going to open the box. So you go to the top flap. Okay, you can see, and then you can see they've given circles. This indicates all the different colors of crayons. So we're going to open the box, just open, okay? Let me show you that again. So you can use your fingers, or you can use your thumb. I think I like to use my fingers, okay? And just pull this flap out, okay? Okay, yeah, see? So it slides in there. Pull it out, okay? Get it out of the way. Okay, you can see there's 2 other small flaps. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 other small flaps. You can get those out of the way. And now you can see the tops of all of the crayons that are in your box. Yeah, so they are all the different colors. So we have 16 colors. So what you can do next is pick one out. So grab one, or you can also just dump them out like this. So some people like to do that. They just like to dump them all out onto a table. Okay. So we're going to take the crayons out. Okay. Here we have our crayons. Okay. They're not very long. No, they're not. They're not tall. Okay. And there are lots of different colors. And I'm going to show you as an example. Each color, each crayon has a flat end right here. Yep, just a flat end and a pointy end. Okay? And the pointy end is usually the part that you will color with, that you will use to make marks. So this part is wax. It's wax. 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 Yeah, it's made of wax. And they add color to it. And then these crayons come wrapped in paper. Yeah, this part is paper. 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 Okay? And they all have on them a description in words telling you what the color is. So I have that upside down. So they have a description telling you what the color is. So you can see this one, you can see that is red orange, okay? So that means it's a already orange color. So this one would be orange. This one would be red, and they're telling you that this red orange is a little bit orange and a little bit red. So it's kind of in between. So you can see if you have them really orange, a little bit more red, and then red. Okay? Yeah, we also have carnation pink, carnation pink, carnation pink, white, white, blue violet. This is a purpley blue color. Yellow, yellow, yellow green. So this is a color kind of like the red orange. It's in between yellow and green. So if we take the yellow, there's the yellow. We hadn't gotten to the green yet. Here's the green. So this is another example where this color is in between these two colors. Yeah, so yellow, yellow, green, green. Next we have a blue green. Yeah, so this would be blue, a blue green, green, blue. So they're telling you this color is a little bit in between blue and green. This is yellow orange. This is red violet. This one is violet or purple, purple. And brown and black. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. I keep dropping them. It's hard to hold 16 at a time. In most circumstances you won't. So these are your crayons. These are what we can use on the paper to make pictures, make words, make letters, make symbols, make just any shapes you want, okay? So in order to then do that, we need our paper. Now, most of the time, if you're using paper, you're probably going to have it flat on a table in front of you and hold your crayon and draw flat. But I'm just going to hold this up so you can see it a little bit better. Yes, this is hard to see my table and show you. So, everyone, you're going to take a crayon in your hand, whatever color you want. I think that I'm going to pick the blue-green color. Okay. Now you're going to hold it in one of your hands. Most people feel more comfortable holding a pen or pencil in their right hand. Some people use their left hand and some people use both. The hand that the crayon feels most comfortable in and feels like it's easiest to work with is called your dominant hand. So you need to, if you don't know which one your dominant hand is, I recommend just trying with both, and whichever one feels easier is probably your dominant hand. Okay? If it feels about the same with each, you're probably what we call ambidextrous, which means that you're comfortable using either hand. Now, I am left-handed, which means I like to use my left hand, the hand on the left side of my body. So what I'm going to do is show you. So you pick up the crayon you want and you hold it in your hand. There's lots of different ways you can hold a crayon. The best way to hold a crayon or something for writing, I find, is like this. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So take the hand you want to write with and bring your thumb and fingers kind of close together, and then put the crayon on your thumb, your first finger there, so you've pinched it, and then curl these hands down, and you can hold it, okay? So you can see the end is coming out through here, the point is here, and you're going to color by just moving it on paper. Just like this. Okay, so now that you know how to hold the crayon, let's try to see how it works on paper. So to do it, you need to take your crayon, put it on the paper so it's touching the paper, okay, and move it. Okay, so you can see as I move it on the paper, a line shows up that's the same color as the crayon. I know, yeah, okay. Now with crayons, you need to strike a balance where you are not pushing too hard that you break the crayon, because that can happen, but you're not pushing too light that you don't see it. So the fun thing about crayons is that the lighter you push, so here you can see I'm not touching very hard, and it's a little bit lighter, but if I push harder, it's darker. So that means you can actually use crayons to make shades, so part of it darker and part of it lighter. Okay. So that is how you can write with crayons. So I, and this is a heart, the shape of a heart, and that is often interpreted like that to mean you love something. So I'm saying I love crayons. I've written crayons. But you can use crayons to draw anything you really want. So if I go like this, and then like that, and maybe I'll then come in with the other darker green, fill it in, and then come in with pink and make a little circle like that. Okay, can you tell what I'm going to draw? I'm going to come in with, let's see, let's do this color. I can make a flower. And the great thing about crayons is that unlike some things you use to draw or color with, they don't really get on your skin or your clothes, which is why they're very popular with parents for their kids, because they don't have to worry about their kids getting it all over their skin. See, it won't draw on the skin. It doesn't really draw too much on your clothes. I mean, if you really push in, it will. So a lot of parents like that because it can be cleaner to use. They don't have any lids, so they don't have to try to open and close lids. Yeah. Now, with crayons, they can get on walls, so it's important that you try not to draw on your walls, because then you'd have to wash your walls. Yeah. So as you can see, crayons are really useful for drawing and coloring, and they can be quite useful with kids, as I said, because they are accessible, they're easy to get, they're not very expensive if you have to buy them, and they tend to be pretty clean. Yeah, so you can see here I've done an outline that is supposed to be leaves on a tree, and I'm coloring it in. And what else? Maybe there is someone has put a little rope around a branch of this tree with a rope and then tied an old tire to it. And it's a happy little tire swing for kids to swing on and play on. Yep. So really, when you're using crayons to color and draw, you can use them to really draw anything you want. So when you're done with your crayons, you can slide them back in to your box. Okay, close the two little flaps and close that. And you can keep your crayons in these boxes. Now sometimes these cardboard boxes do not last very long and they can get broken. And so if that happens, or you don't want to use a box like this, there are other things you can keep crayons in. I'm going to show you some examples. Something like this, a zippered bag. A lot of people use things like this to keep pencils and pens and crayons in, and they call them pencil cases, pencil pouches. Yep, so you could keep them in anything like that. This is an example of another case that you could keep them in. A tin. Okay, yeah, and this one just opens. Just like that, and you can keep things inside of it. Or you can use any sort of box, container, or bag to keep your crayons in. So I'm just going to keep them in the box for now. So I'm going to put them all back into the box. So I'm going to open it up. See, it's empty. I'm going to put my crayons back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. 16 crayons back in my little box of crayons. I just close the two little flaps right there and there, and then the big flap goes back over and slides it back in, just like that. Yep, just like that. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming here today and learning how to use crayons.